And now, here's your host, Nicole Monique.
All right, let's give it up for Benchwarmers, everybody.
Yeah. Great spot, great spot.
Thank you, Benchwarmers, for hosting us again.
Keeping the bench warm.
You are watching That's What She Said Sports, and I'm your host, Nicole Monique.
Yeah,
Really?
that's what she said.
Do I need to give you some more to drink? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Arsenio, I appreciate that. All right, well, as you can see, first of all, I just want to say that we are not Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Oh, she threw that on it. Okay.
Dude.
Did I just age us?
Oh,
Did I
that
just
midnight train.
Right. But I have three of probably some of the funniest guys who just happen to know sports up here with me. We get up for B, Byron at the far end.
LA, how's everybody doing out there? That's good, that's good.
Byron he claims that he's the Steelers' #1 fan.
What?
So, yeah, I'm just saying.
President of the Steelers Nation.
Okay, all right.
The owner and the president.
Whoa.
Don't hate, it's not becoming. Don't hate.
And then we have Kerry Reynolds.
Redskins.
Yeah.
All day.
As you can see,
y'all
he's
cheered
a
for that
diehard
foolishness?
Redskins fan.
Yes, sir.
And then we have Al Whetstone, and
All right,
let him hear it, he's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
I'm coming back. RG3, you mine.
But before we kick off, I do want to say thank you to our sister channel here at That's What She Says Sports. It's called That's Atlanta. And
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's right. And you can find more information about them on that'satlanta.com. I also want to thank one of our partners. It is Colony Square Athletic Club. Tom couldn't be here. He's actually one of my trainers. He's trying to hook me up. But I do have some products on the other side of that speaker that he brought. So some stuff, if you're trying to lose weight or if you need some stuff to help you work out, it's over there. Lastly, but certainly not the least, I want to thank the guys here who helped out as far as our production team, Percy Easley Film Class Productions,
Hurts.
Cedric Walker VTO Productions,
Steady, steady.
and CMG over there representing our shirts.
The man, not the
The
men.
man.
And just so you know, they do weddings, bar mitzvahs. They can hook you up. I'm just saying. They can hook you up. But let's dive in because the whole point of being here is to talk sports because that's what we do, right?
Let's do it.
So let's talk some college football because I've talked to you guys kind of over the past few weeks. I'm irked. I just want to put that out there. I'm irked. I don't like all this whole conference switching, okay? Yeah, thank you. And as a Big Ten girl,
Ohio.
I am not happy that Maryland and Rutgers are joining our conference. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. So,
You know-
so how do you guys feel about all the conference switching up? Louisville's leaving. You got the Big East is adding East Carolina and Tulane. Really? Come on.
So, first
Al?
of all, you got to follow the money.
Okay.
At the end of the day, that's where it's starting.
Okay.
You know, there's too much money. This is a multi-billion-dollar sport, and there's too much money on the table for, you know, these colleges to just look away and say, you know, Maryland's like, who, you going to give me 5 times what I'm getting now?
Right.
I'm gone. Peace. See you later.
So Maryland is going to join us,
Yes.
get more money so we can beat them.
Absolutely. Now, what has to be understood is that you can't take away the history of a lot of the rivalries that have been built up.
Right. I
And
think
that's
that-
going to be weird.
See, and that's key because, I mean, Maryland and Rutgers have such a history as far as where they were. I mean, they're no longer going to be playing Duke. So, you know, like, who's going to be the rivalry for that? And I just feel like us at the Big Ten, I'm a Michigan girl. Woo, woo. Okay. Had to put that out there. I mean, we're playing Rutgers. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you're just going to have to start some new rivalries. I mean,
Okay.
after about 5 years, then you're going to be like, wow, this was the best thing that ever happened. Because once Maryland starts tearing them up with them brand new uniforms, I mean, you know,
Yeah, really?
Child, please.
Yeah.
you know, but after about 5 years,
Maryland
people will
and
get
tearing
adjusted
it up
to
in
it.
the same sentence? Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Negative.
Byron, what you think?
I mean, I'm like Al, you know, you've got to follow the money. But for Maryland, I mean, that's a big chunk of change.
Right.
Because they had to pay the ACC to leave.
Right.
You know, if you got 50 mil just hanging around to join the Big Ten, see ya.
Right.
You know, I mean, Florida State can't put you on the schedule for homecoming anymore, but, you know, we'll get over
Oh,
it.
my
There's
God.
always due. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. That's
Well,
all about the chop
Well,
up
thank
in
you,
here.
thank you for bringing Florida
in
State.
here.
Nobody brought them up, but thank you for bringing them up.
Oh, I'm going to
We
bring them
appreciate
up.
that.
Going to bring up the Steelers.
All right.
These things are just going to happen.
Okay.
I
All right.
got Tourette's. What
well,
can I say?
I want to know from you guys, who's winning the Heisman? As we all know, Johnny Football is a front runner, but we can't sleep on Manti Te'o. And I like him, Notre Dame, just put it out there. I mean, how do you feel about a freshman, first of all, getting it? Obviously, the last freshman who was even close was Adrian Peterson. He got like second place votes back in the day. But how do you feel? I mean, is it a big deal that he's a freshman? Do you feel like he deserves it?
That would be nice, but he's not really a freshman. He's a redshirt. He's a second-year guy, so he's
Okay.
not a true freshman. So there's not a real story
Right.
there. I think Manti Te'o is going to get it because
Look at you pronouncing
It's-
that word, pronouncing his name all.
that's my cousin.
Nice.
That's my cousin on my
Emphatically.
mama's side on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Our sister, brother, cousin, little
Right,
boy.
right.
But I think he'll get it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a much better story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, Johnny Football.
But
he
Monte
beat Bama.
Te'o has a good story too. I don't know if a lot of you know, but his grandmother and his girlfriend died in the beginning of the season. I
Yeah.
mean, that is a heartbreaking story, and all that he did. And I know you don't get a Heisman on sympathy points. I do get that.
Right.
But it's still a very interesting and intriguing story.
You're talking about a linebacker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're talking about a linebacker, a football player.
Right.
So I think he'll get it. You know, I think,
You think
Johnny
Mon-
Football is
Okay.
good for the
Okay.
media. But I think they're going to give it to Manti Te'o. I think so. Because, I mean, he's a much better story. He's on an undefeated team. You know, he's had, about 5 or 6 picks at
Yeah.
the linebacker spot.
Right.
You know, and they're going to play in the national championship. You know, I just think the storyline flows his way.
Right.
Now, what is he, a
What'd you think, Carrie?
freshman, sophomore? He's a junior, right?
I'm not sure of his classification.
What's his class?
I know he's a football player for
I think
sure.
he's a junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Because you figure Johnny Football, he's got 2 more years. So
Right.
Johnny
They're
Football.
going to stay with him for 2 more years.
he
Right.
got
Just
enough
to
time to
boost
bring
that
his stock
story up.
Right.
You got to look for, what's that, Tim Tebow type stories coming with this kid.
Right.
Did you say Tebow?
Yeah.
He
Not on
did.
this show.
I
did the same thing.
apologize.
Not on
It's,
this
it's all
show.
right.
It's in the contract. You got to bring him
Yeah.
up.
You know, it's,
I
you know,
just got Tebow.
if it's my vote, I'm putting Johnny on the spot. You know, because what he did against Nick Saban,
Yeah.
that was it. I mean, that was David and Goliath.
Right.
You know, against Saban, and to pick them apart the way he did, all the way to the end.
But by beating Nick Saban, did that earn him a Heisman Trophy?
I think that put an exclamation part in the story.
Okay.
You know, because you want to be able to go through this with some type of exclamation point at one side of the
Right.
equation. You know,
Right.
yeah, to really let people know, hey, I deserve it. And what was my competition? Doesn't get much better than Nick Saban.
Right. Okay. All right. So sticking with as far as look all these different teams, I'm sure you all have heard and you've seen coaches have been getting fired left and right. I mean, it's nuts. But my whole thing with this, as far as the coaching being fired, like recently Wisconsin, the AD said, well, I'm going to coach the game because you left us. I believe all coaching changes should wait till after the bowl games. What do you guys think about that?
I totally agree. I mean, especially if you are in a BCS bowl,
Right.
you don't want to skew your continuity.
Right.
I mean, a lot of these kids.
Big word. I'm sorry. Go. I'm sorry, Byron. What'd you
I'm
say?
working here. I'm working here.
Read the script.
I'm sorry, I threw you off. Keep going.
It's all good. No, I mean, I of course, we're going through a coaching change with the defense coordinator at Florida State University. So it does. I mean, it affects these players because you have to understand
Right.
some of these players are there because of these coaches.
Exactly.
You know, they went in and closed the deal and got them there. So
Exactly.
I think you at least owe the program that much.
Well, and I think the coaches owe the kids to not announce where they're going
absolutely.
Yeah.
until after because it's such a mind thing
that's where the
playing
true
in these bowl
relationship
games.
is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it starts with the kid and the coach.
Right.
You know, because, let's keep it real. I mean, they
Right.
don't give a poot about the school.
Yeah.
Once that coach comes in and convinces them that, hey, this is where you need to be,
Right.
game over.
And it's going to hurt him the next year because once you get a new coach in, who is he bringing in?
Right.
It's just like all NFL coaches. You bring in a new coach, he goes to the Super Bowl, wins the
Right.
Super Bowl, but he can't do nothing the next 3 years.
Right.
Because he hasn't brought in those players. He hasn't put that team together.
Yeah.
So it's going to hurt him.
This is absolutely sloppy. From a brand standpoint, I mean, you have, out of the 22 coaches that basically got fired or leaving, only 2 of them are going to another team.
Yeah.
So this is sloppy. It doesn't give, the students, much, stick-to-itiveness as far as, hey, I'm going to follow you through, thick and thin. Oh, no, as soon as it gets thin, we gone.
Right.
So I think it's just really sloppy the way this has been handled.
Yeah.
It kind of takes away that saying, stay in school, huh?
Yeah.
You want me to stay in school and you offer me money? Yeah, child, please.
Go to the Big Ten.
I'm out of
Did
here.
you guys
Go to
hear?
the Big Ten.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys hear the Honey Badger is entering into the 2013 draft?
Somebody said, why?
Okay.
Bless his heart.
Did you hear? Nobody cares that the Honey Badger is going into the draft.
Okay.
Bless
Yeah,
his
Tyrann Mathieu.
little
He's
heart.
going to go ahead and enter into the draft. Do you think anybody will pick him?
I think so. I mean, he's an athlete, so I mean, I'm sure he'll get picked.
Right.
I mean, he won't be, first round.
First round.
But
Yeah.
he needs to get drafted to somebody's 10-step program first.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Wow.
Can you
I'm
say
just saying. I mean,
behavior clause?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
if he
but-
come to the Steelers, we'll put one on him. That's Plexico.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just
At
saying.
this point, I think everybody should either take a sip or a bite of whatever you're eating every time he says the Steelers. Okay, thank you.
Does anybody
Thank
have a
you.
counter for any time he says Steelers?
Yeah. All right. Well,
Be careful. Be careful. Be
Byron,
careful. Tip your bartenders and
Okay.
waitresses.
all right. Well, we're going to move along from college football. Let's dive into the NFL. Speaking of coaches getting fired, I want to know from you guys which NFL coach needs to be gone at the end of the season. Mike Shanahan, Norv Turner, Andy Reid.
Yeah. And they should do like college. They should just drop him right now.
Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Okay.
He's
Well,
up there.
okay. So which one out of the 4 should definitely be gone by the end of the season?
So I'll say it like
For
this.
sure.
Yeah.
Andy Reid has got to go. I'm sorry. I love him. I think he's an excellent coach. But if you have too many hats, here's the end result. Be a coach.
Right.
Take off the GM hat and just be a coach. Too many responsibilities of overwhelming.
Right.
Plus the emotional season he's had.
Yeah.
Son to die at the beginning. Too much, man.
Right. So.
He's cutting everybody on that team except for himself. And like you said, as a general manager, who's going to cut him?
Yeah.
The owner has got to let this guy go. You cause this team so much downfall. What direction are they going in? They don't even have identity right now.
See,
Even
now-
the fans are leaving.
See, I would think Andy Reid is definitely on my list, but honestly, I think Norv Turner is gone.
Yeah, but Norv
Mr.
Turner will get a job
Mediocrity.
the next week.
Yeah.
He's the only coach to get fired and get another job down the road.
The thing about it is, to me, is I look at tenure and what did you have to work with?
Right.
Andy Reid had so much tenure and so much to work with.
Right.
I mean, it was just a shame and a travesty the way he just let that complete roster go.
Right.
By the wayside. Now, Norv Turner, he should have been gone about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
From my standpoint. And
See, I don't think anybody else would pick up Norv Turner. It's too
Well, he
too
shouldn't.
much.
They shouldn't.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't. And Rex Ryan, the circus that he brought to New York, he did it to himself.
Yeah.
And you saw that script coming. I saw that story before. It was coming down the road, and it played out exactly how everybody thought.
Yeah.
It's going to make a shame of it.
You know,
So-
when you're a coach and you have a player like Eli Manning telling you, "I'll sit out a year before I come play for you,"
Right.
Something said, hey,
Yeah.
that says something about that coach.
I think Norv Turner got some inappropriate pictures of some big league officials or
I
something.
mean, he knows where John Gotti's buried or something, and he's gonna give up the secrets. You know, come on.
I mean, how else does he do it?
Fire
I
me
mean,
if you
really.
want to.
I mean, he doesn't even marinate. I mean, he gets fired, gets hired, just like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Another big word. You're on it, Byron. 2 big
Hey,
words. You got it.
Hey,
Wow.
I've been working on my vocabulary.
I know, you have. Thank
Been
you.
working.
So Roger Goodell actually just announced today, he was in a meeting with Rich McKay, that they're thinking about getting rid of kickoffs. Yeah, right? That's what I said. The idea was discussed, and guess where the idea came from? We can thank Greg Schiano, the coach from Tampa Bay, he actually put it out there, and Goodell actually thinks it's a good idea. So this is what would happen. The idea is to give the team that's kicking off the ball, they give it to them on the 30-yard line in a 4th and 15 situation. Huh?
No.
You just give the ball to them?
That's not football
I mean,
anymore.
they're thinking about it. They're gonna put it out there. So
That's not football anymore.
The last chance effort sometimes has been special teams.
right.
I mean, the X factor on some of these teams have been special teams. And you take that away, some of these guys, their only way of getting onto the team, from, special teams to defense or special team to offense has been from that standpoint. So
Right.
you take that away, I mean, you take away Wells Welker. He came out of special teams.
Well, I mean, what is Hester going to do for the
Yeah,
Bears if he can't run
exactly.
back
I mean,
the
he's
kickoff? So-
probably Hall
You're
of Fame
taking-
just from there.
You're taking away something that's a big part of the game.
Right.
We had a Super Bowl winning team on the kickoff, second half, they did what? Onside
Onside.
kick.
Right.
Boom.
Absolutely.
That's part of the game, and that's a
Right.
strategy part of the game.
Yeah.
Because come on.
Well, what they need to be worrying about is, could we have some more celebration in the end zone? I'm just saying.
yeah, there we go. Bring that
we
Deion
should limit
celebration
that.
back.
Let's bring that back.
Bring it.
I like that.
I'm for bringing it back.
I like that.
I am for bringing it
Yeah.
back.
You
Let's
a fun
have some
bunch.
entertainment
I mean,
with
now
our
they
football.
do what? They just kind of spin the ball, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about do more than the Cabbage
Yeah.
Patch. Let's go nuts.
Yeah, do
No,
like
end
no
zone.
fun league. We want some
Daryl
real
Green.
entertainment.
As
Come on
long
now,
as
do
you
your
get a choreograph
thing.
like the
Cabbage
Redskins
Patch.
with the Smurfs,
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that's in there now is like, come on now. This
Well,
is not
I'll be honest with you. I do miss T.O. in the end zone. I do.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, really.
T.O. miss being in the end zone, too. Hey.
But that no kickoff thing. It's like if you take away the kickoff, how else will you enhance the game?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the alternative? I mean, you have to boost the roster.
It's just punting. I mean, I don't know what they're doing.
I can't even
but-
imagine football without special
Yeah.
teams. Well, at least a kickoff. I
Yeah.
mean, that's ridiculous.
And then
Hey,
you got to shorten
I wanted
the
to ask
roster,
you
too.
guys about the NFL fines. It seems like it's been going crazy. Just recently they went to fine Ed Reed from the Baltimore Ravens, like what, $400,000, and I mean they're just fining over every little thing. Do you think that's out of hand? Like, what's up with the fines?
I have an even better question. Do the fines, the infractions ever expire? Because they were saying that Ed Reed, he had reached his limit so
Right.
far as being a repeat offender.
Right.
I mean, does that never start back over from zero? I mean, what's
I
the
don't
deal?
know. Ask
It is
Sue.
football. I mean,
Subs are getting fined left and right, so I don't
man,
know.
Well,
Sue.
that's a different
Yeah,
story.
his
Yeah,
last
that's-
name is Sue.
Yeah.
Sue me, I'll pay.
What I don't
But,
like about the fines
Yeah.
is this whole, you take one of the most aggressive sports that they played since Pop Warner, and you wait until they get a multi-million-dollar contract, endorsements, and the way they play the game to change the way
Right.
that they play the game.
Right.
I think that's the wrong attitude.
Right.
And we're watering down football.
Right.
I mean, this was a man's man type of sport,
Right.
and you're watering it down now. So, just wait for what they do for the lingerie league. That's all I got to say.
Hey, did you guys know that Atlanta's getting a lingerie league or a team in the lingerie football league?
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
No hitting above the
Two
waist.
guys from Victoria's Secrets actually clap. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of that. Bring back the lingerie league.
No, but I mean, I think that's pretty interesting. I'll go and check out a game.
I watch them instead of Georgia Force.
Oh Lord.
I'm just saying. I mean,
All right. Well, I want to talk about some of the craziness that's going on in the NFL right now. Did you guys know that Braylon Edwards got cut from the Seattle Seahawks because he sent a tweet talking about his old team, the Jets? Did you guys know that?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because Pete Carroll said he's not doing with all that Twitter, the back and forth or whatever, so they cut him.
Wow, that's a big league move.
Yeah.
So no performance, you got tweeted out the league.
Yeah, he got
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh,
Tweeted out the league.
man.
Man,
I
there's
wonder-
tweeping, now there's tweeting.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it with his cleats, but he did it with his tweets.
Yeah, hey.
But see, Pete Carroll, I mean, that kind of goes into his control,
Yeah.
freak factor, because everything was going good with T.O., and then all of a sudden,
Right.
we're not letting him go. We're letting him
Right.
go.
Maybe he sent a tweet.
So I think he's trying to control that locker room
Yeah.
every bit he can.
Well, it's working.
Yeah.
Al, when you saw the good with T.O., I saw him miss a couple touchdowns in preseason.
No, that's what I'm saying. He was good.
Yeah.
But Pete Carroll cut him. Now, why did he do it?
Right.
I think
You
he
know
was
what?
just.
No, I think the downside of the T.O. was what was going to go on in the locker room.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
just
It's gonna
said,
follow
let me
I
T.O.
go.
mean,
wherever
because
he
for
goes.
him to cut Braylon Edwards like that, so. All right, so Urlacher's out for the Bears. Will this impact the Bears or?
Their emotional leader? Oh, yeah.
I mean, he hasn't sacked anybody this season.
I know it, but just him on the field. You know what I
Motivates
mean?
everybody else.
Yeah.
He is the difference maker for them, so.
Okay.
But, I mean, they're decimated.
Right.
No Hester, no him,
So
no playoffs.
I want to talk a little bit about the Jets. Any Jet fans out there? Jets?
No.
Okay.
Good, because we can't have no prayer vigil.
Sure.
Well, let's talk about it anyway while you guys are eating. I just want to know real quick, what is Rex Ryan doing? I mean, he's starting Mark Sanchez. They're screaming for McElroy or Tebow. I think he's trying to save face personally because at the end of the day, Mark Sanchez is guaranteed $8.2 million. So regardless, he has to pay him. And I also think Rex Ryan is not going to get up in front of the media and say, we made a mistake. So, I mean, I think that's what I think is going on. So,
Bring back the fat Rex Ryan, for one thing. That has to happen.
you want fat Rex Ryan?
I want fat Rex back.
Okay.
He has no more swagger. None left whatsoever.
So, when Rex Ryan lost 100 pounds.
But even then, now he has nothing to coach with.
Yeah.
You played that clown card with Tebow.
Well, everybody's
Yeah.
hurt.
Even yet and still,
Yeah.
good teams find a way to win games.
Right.
You know, Baltimore lost Ray Lewis, their defensive leader,
Right.
and they found ways to win the game.
Right.
So Rex is starting basically with, you know what? I didn't have a clue on who was the good quarterback anyway.
Right.
So now I'm back to square one and spin the wheel and see what happens. But he needs to go eventually, and it's
Okay.
going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just hoping for the best. I mean, I'm gonna just throw something out there and just hope that we can get something out of
Right.
it, some production out of it.
Well,
It's
none
not
of the
gonna-
Ryan brothers are having a good season.
No.
His brother,
No.
coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys,
No.
they're not doing good.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Didn't mean to bring that up.
Brothers
So,
are like a
I want
little bit
everybody
behaving.
for a minute to put their sports agents hats on because I have a question. If you were an agent representing either Alex Smith or Michael Vick, where would you want to see them play next season? Because they're obviously are not playing on the teams. Wow, okay, I got a penitentiary, but we'll ignore that one.
Oh, that's
Mike,
Where do you see Mike Vick?
I see Mike's best chance maybe at Arizona.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I think Mike probably needs to take this one chance to really reflect on what he really wants to do. Because
Okay.
it's not just him not playing, it's the way his concussion is now, it's not
Right.
really getting better.
Right.
So, you know, and his style of game, it's not improving.
Right.
You know, so he's maxed out where he's at.
What about Alex Smith? I mean, because I agree with you. I see Arizona. That was really
I think
maybe
Alex
Oakland.
Smith,
I don't know.
he'll be the next Charlie Whitehurst. He'll be the next clipboard Jesus.
Okay.
I never liked Alex Smith, and it's nothing personal.
Apparently,
I think
either
when
did Jim Harbaugh.
Well, you know, when they took him as high as they did, I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's like every one of his throws aren't big league throws. I
Okay.
mean, the receiver has to be like completely wide open. You know what I mean? Like Mima and them can hit a receiver that wide open.
Right.
So, I mean, with a lack of skill,
Yeah.
you got the young Colin Kaepernick coming and basically jack your job. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you're not getting it back.
Right.
So you might as well settle in at the number 2 spot.
Right.
Vic, on the other hand, he's a victim of Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You know,
Big
you have
time.
to put your money closest to the ball.
Right.
You know, if you can't move the line of scrimmage, it's not going to happen. If you don't protect a Michael Vick, he will get concussed.
Right.
You know, so that's where they are, man. I just hope the best for Mike Vick. I think he still has some football left in him.
Yeah.
Arizona's a good place. I also think he might fit in Minnesota as well.
Right.
You know.
Well, switching gears real quick, I want to know from you who's getting Rookie of the Year. Because
RG3.
Well, I do see that. Don't get me wrong, but I see it's a three-way tie though. I mean,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, RG3.
It's going to get defined later and later into the season, closer to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck, he's winning games.
Right.
You're not taking that away from him.
Right.
RG3, top shelf, you know, playing sensational.
Yeah.
And it's sexy.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting it done on the highlight field.
Well, I mean,
and
he's-
sometimes that's
Yeah.
the difference.
I mean, he's the it guy. He's Cam Newton this year.
But it's
right?
but
He's
I
the
think-
commercial man.
But
Yeah.
it legitimizes their Heisman run for each other.
Right.
Against each other.
Right.
And I think probably just on storyline alone, RG3, probably on record, Andrew Luck.
Right.
If we make the playoffs, it's going to RG3.
Okay.
He makes the playoffs, trust me.
Right.
And he'll definitely get the Rookie of
Right.
the
What you
Year.
think, B?
For me, it's Russell Wilson. I think he's doing more with less. But, I mean, RG3 is right there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he has that wow factor. You know,
Right.
he's that it guy.
Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked if RG3 didn't get it. So.
Yes, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, as we're winding down, I did want to touch on, I really want to go on the NBA real quick. So, as you know, Kobe Bryant has reached his 30,000 points. He's one of the youngest guys
Congrats
to
to
do
the
it.
B.
So, but with that, they're also not winning. Do you think they're regretting hiring Mike D'Antoni over Phil Jackson?
No.
No?
Phil Jackson wasn't coming back. He wasn't going to get what he wanted. And the team they put together is not going to win anything down there. Dwight Howard plays like me, and I wasn't that good. I'm just being honest. He needs to go get Shaquille O'Neal. He got mad at Shaquille for calling him out. Go get Shaquille O'Neal's tape when he came from Orlando. He wanted the ball. If a man's in your spot, you push him out the way. You don't stand next to him. You 7-1. Come on.
You mean Dwight picked no roll Howard?
I mean, that's an Ocho Cinco moment. Child, please.
Y'all are a mess.
Send him back to
Y'all
Orlando.
are a mess. So what you're saying is Hacka Howard is worse than Hacka Shaq?
I mean, of course, and he's shooting what, 45% from the field too.
Yeah.
So Mike D'Antoni.
So far, he's missed 108 free throws.
Nice.
And that's just it. But I remember when Miami Heat was at this record last year or the year before.
Yeah.
And it was a mind game as far as if they were going to be able to turn out.
Right.
The difference was they still had some good legs to work it out. Lakers are just old.
So do you think Philly, the 76ers, are regretting trading for Andrew Bynum?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They got buyer's remorse before the season even started.
Well, I guess if we could keep him out of the bowling alley.
Iggy, come back.
The kid
don't
didn't leave me. He wasn't playing in L.A., so what makes you think he gonna come over there and play
Right.
for you?
But he around here tweeting hairdos and carrying on. Get your big self up
Doing
and
more
play some
commercials.
basketball, fool.
Aren't you happy Kareem finally got a statue?
I am.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
very pleased.
Okay.
Anybody that can invent the skyhook
Yeah.
needs
Oh,
it.
Sky
So
Hook.
King
Lou Al
James was
Scissor.
recently announced he's the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year. Do you agree? Good choice, good pick. Some people were saying Gabby Douglas, but I mean, he won the NBA title, he was MVP, he won the gold medal. I think it's a good pick.
Give him his due.
Yeah.
Give him his due. For a superstar to get ridden since he's gotten into the league,
Right.
making it, the announcement, the
Right.
pick and everything. Give him his due, and let's move on.
Right.
Yeah, haters
Right.
gonna hate, man. I like Bron Bron myself.
That's what you call him, Bron Bron?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
You didn't see the limo?
You see the commercial? Ooh, I got a tweet tab.
Y'all don't tease her. She don't get much TV these days. Don't tease her. Do not tease her about her
Well-
lack of TV.
You got.
No cable at my house.
Well, you guys have been great. You guys, let's give a round of applause to these guys. Byron Grover, Kerry Reynolds,
Yes,
Al
yeah.
Whetstone.
It's always my
And
pleasure
I
to hang out with Big Al.
want to share with you because we have some really great things happening in 2013 for That's What She Said Sports. And one of those is myself and B at the end. We are going to start doing podcasts. So get ready for that.
Watch out.
We will-
Yeah.
Yep. We will be on iTunes, so I'm excited about that. So that's why I can tease him about his big words because he's trying to get his vocabulary ready before we start. So,
That's my motivation.
but we're excited about the new year, and I just want to thank you all for your continued support because obviously, I've shared this before. A lot of you know my story. This is a childhood dream of mine ever since I was 7. There's few things I wanted to be was a Heisman Trophy winner, a quarterback, and an actress. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. But this is really exciting. I appreciate all the support. And again, just look out for what we're doing in 2013. You can always find all of our information on Facebook or Twitter. You can always go to our website. And all the shows that you've seen tonight, they'll be on our YouTube channel next week, so look out for them. And again, thank you. Have a great night. Happy holidays to you. And you've been watching That's What She Said Sports. Thank you. Continuity.
Tell you, boy. Hey, what the dictionary say?